For the lucky dice and Wargtooth shallows, your first one is fairly easy to find, and it's fairly close to the beginning of the map. You just drop down here and it's right on your left. Dice number 2 is not much farther. As soon as you meet your new bony pirate friend, you will just explore this immediate area a little bit, and it's fairly out in the open. Simple jump to get across to it, and then you grab it. Lucky dice number 3 is easy to find as long as you are following the side quest for Joyful Roy. On these first mushrooms on your way past, you just have to jump up on top from this left-hand side, and there you are. Farther along in the same side quest, once you get up to the top of the ship here, you will light the fuse on this cannon right here on your left. It'll blow open a hole, you jump across, and your next lucky dice will be waiting for you inside. Continuing on the path for the main quest before you launch across to the next section, behind you on your left will be a dice sitting in this alcove. After launching across to the next section where the pirate fortress is, as you are making your way up to the top, you will drop down between this ramp that you are about to see. And there's your dice in plain view. Our next lucky dice is another simple one. After you clear this top to get a couple more pirate friends to join you, you'll jump up this ramp. Immediately on your right behind these boxes is another dice. Be sure while you are up at the top here to get this dice. It is the second to last dice I found, because it's very well hidden, and I was running around shooting and smacking everything looking for hidden walls and stuff. Continuing on your path for your main quest, after you get launched across from the pirate fortress, you will slide down a little waterfall, and over here on your left is a little alcove, and this broken down ship contains your next lucky dice. This next dice is actually slightly off of the path from the main quest. It is just below the previous dice, but you can't jump to it from above, you have to go down and around.
You're feeling lucky.
Your next dice is another one that I found out of order because it is easy to miss if you don't know where to look. Just past your shops here on your right hand side, there's a hallway that seems like it comes to a dead end. And that is because there is a false wall that you have to smack to get through. Your next dice comes just off of the beaten path. Instead of following where you're supposed to go to the left, if you go slightly to the right from here, you can jump down this small set of platforms and across to the left-hand side, and your dice is in this little broken down shack. Now, from the previous dice location, if you go straight ahead of you, after turning away from the dice, you can jump up onto this platform, and immediately to your left, on top of this little sand dune, will be another one.
Lucky you.
Now, following along with the main quest location, you will have this little offshoot area to the right. Instead of blowing up the rocks in front of you, come over here and jump up on the boat. You can shoot this cannon here to blow a hole in this barricade. Follow the path up and around this right-hand side. You will loop back to a launch platform. And if you follow this little coral plateau around to the left-hand side, you'll find a dice behind some boxes.
The more the dice, the better.
Your next dice is found after sliding down the long river to get to the ship that you have been looking for. As soon as you get to the bottom, if you turn immediately around and face it, there is a dice behind the waterfall.
Golden, baby!
This dice is actually the very last dice I found, because I had to double back and spend a very long time just looking around literally everywhere. It took me probably an hour of smacking all kinds of walls, just hoping one of them would be fake, climbing into every crevice I could find, and then finally I stumbled upon it, behind the back of the ship.
Oh, that's one lucky die.
Your next dice is found after the ghost ship sets sail. If you explore this little offshoot path to your left instead of going where you're supposed to, you will find this old abandoned home with a poem and a dice waiting for you.
Numbers, go!
You will find your next dice while following along the path and listening to the ghosts of the pirates tell their tale via sea shanty. Up here on the left, there's an old saloon-looking building. You hop up, jump up to the balcony, and your dice is hiding in this stall.
You're feeling luckier.
Carrying on, following the route of the main quest, there will be a bit of platforming where you're supposed to jump to a ladder. After you jump to the ladder, you're supposed to take a left, which leads you down to the boss fight, but if instead you take a right and go up these ropes, there's half of a ship with a dice resting inside.
Getting lucky.
And finally, your last two dice are found during the 20,000 Years Under the Sea side quest. Your first one can be found immediately after going into the abandoned temple. You loop to your left, following that left again, and there will be a little platform here that you can run up, mantle up top, and behind the second pillar is your dice.
No more the dice.
And for your final dice in the far back room during this side quest, which is the last one I did because who knows why, you will run to the far back wall on the left-hand side, and you'll see a piece of coral that you can jump to. And from there is a pillar that you can jump to a broken pillar, and there's your final dice.